name's Belle, and this is Chris, and this is Mariah Dawn Shepherd and the Covert Dragon. They are the world's sparkling folk rock duo, and we have them here in the studio today for an interview. We're going to talk about their music and listen to some and ask them some questions about their music. So how are you guys doing today?
Fantastic, and we're very happy to be here. How are you doing, Covert Dragon?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I had to wake up just a second. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, we're here.
Well, it's really nice to see you guys. So
So
tell us what SparkleFolk, what is that?
Oh, SparkleFolk is a wonderful, beautiful thing. It's pretty much like a way of being incorporated into music, which I like to explain it like that because to us, SparkleFolk is beauty. So through our music, we're putting out beautiful, what we're calling vibrations. And whenever I think SparkleFolk, I see it in pictures, vivid scenes, like, you know, if you've ever been out on a beautiful big lake, like on a super sunny day, and you see the glistening on the water, like that's sparkly, that's SparkleFolk. Like, or, you know, you're maybe out at night, like got some in the country, in the rural areas, like, and you see a lot of stars, you know, billions upon billions of stars glistening, SparkleFolk. So, you know, just beautiful things, artistic ideas incorporated into a musical element. What do you think SparkleFolk is?
Oh, well, I think all that covers it pretty well. I will say that we've kind of gotten away from this tradition, but there for a long time, we live close to the Shawnee National Forest in Illinois. We're southwestern Indiana. We would go over there to some abandoned fluorite mines and collect a bunch of little tiny fluorite shards and crystals, feldspar, whatever you want to call it. But we'd get, you know, big handfuls or bucketfuls of it. And when we had a show, I would put a lot of those out on the merch table and just tell people, come on up and get them. You know, I mean, they're yours, take them home. Because, you know, fluorite is a good, pulls in, negative energies. Yeah, I've lost myself.
It protects you.
Yeah. Well, it just draws negative energies so that, you know, they're good to have around.
Yeah, that's and they're pretty. So
that's true. They're sparkly.
And we like raccoons. You know, raccoons like sparkly things. So, you know, you know what I mean? Yeah. SparkleFolk is fun. It's love. It's joy. It's everything you enjoy to feel. That's what it is through music.
Nice. I love
that. Yeah. No, that's great. I love it.
Okay.
Okay. I want to hear more, but what I'm interested in is how did you figure out what sparkling sounds like?
That's a good question. Yeah. I like that.
That really ties in with our tuning. Bernadette, I know you're familiar with 432, or what do they call it? Never mind, I can't. Valdi's. Your A that's what it's called. And your A instead of 440 is 432. I think that's the fourth A on the piano. I'm not sure, but the Egyptians tuned in 432. There's been bowls found in Tibet that were tuned in 432, singing bowls. So the old and the Greek tuned in 432. In about 1900s, I think, the early 1900s, this guy owned a big, what do you call it? Trumpets and trombones, big
musical.
Yeah, big band music stuff. And he lobbied really hard in the United States to move it to 440. Because what that meant, if he got that, he would get all these contracts for making all these band instruments, you know, so there's money behind it. That's just my idea. But if you look it up, you'll find that's pretty much real, because he wound up going over to France and Germany and all that and getting them to sign in. It's just something you can look up. But what I like about it is 432, when you break it down, the heartbeat of the earth is what 7.9828
The sham resonance.
hertz.
Yeah.
Okay. Cycles per second.
Oh.
We're at 432, which is a derivative of that. So we are a harmonic of the heartbeat of the planet, which is the same way the Tibetans were, the Egyptians were, and all that. So what I'm getting to, 440 is not really good for our body. 432 is a natural thing for our body. So while we're playing our music, where you're used to hearing a 440 hertz, we're playing in a 432, which just slides right in. Doesn't matter what the words are, doesn't matter what the melody is, the vibration is enough to make you feel good. So you add some happy lyrics and some happy music, and you got SparkleFolk. Yeah, we turned it all around.
Wow.
But there's a lot of science in the
That's
432.
interesting.
Someone cares to look it up.
That's great. So, does this make it difficult for you to play with other musicians?
They tuned to 432.
They do. Okay.
Or they ask if we'll tune to
Yeah, we go to
440. Yeah.
If they're a piano or something like that, you're going to have to tune to them. You know, there's no way they can change. If it's one other guitar player, they'll usually go test. If it's a group, you're going to tune to them. So it's not difficult. You've only got 6 or 4 strings that you're moving around. Typically, when we go to play, we carry extra guitars. So if somebody wants to jam with it, there's a guitar. So that's fun. Anyway, it makes the music, you know, a part of you, because our natural harmonics are, what do you call them? Fundamental frequencies. The fundamental frequency of the human body is more harmonic to 432 than to 440. And 440 can be damaging in a lot of ways.
And he knows what he's talking about because he's a certified vibration analyst. It's like,
Well, they don't even know what it is. No.
That's
that's
great.
okay.
Sure. So I want to know how you guys got together and started your band and your music together.
How we got together. Well, fortunately, I met Randy whenever I was 16. I'm 30 now. That was in 2009. I met him and his family at a poetry reading here in our local arts community at a coffee shop called Penny Lane Coffee House. And I'm still friends with the owner today. Not the same owner, but it's still cool. It's a good place. So back then, we met each other that way and just kind of fell in with the music and the arts and poetry and, you know, just kind of flowed with it. You have anything to say about that or no?
Oh, I forgot what the question was. No, I knew it. I was just playing.
Yeah. So we officially formed as a musical duo about 12 years ago. Yeah. And we were playing more cover songs then.
Yeah, we was playing cover, but then we went to, we started doing original and was singing playing under the name of Wyvern. And then moved on, decided that we'd go, changed up, brought some different songs in, and went to Mariah Dawn Shepherd and the Covert Dragon. Mariah Dawn Shepherd.
And the Covert Dragon.
There you go.
Sorry, this is just going to be me, just my curiosity taking over. Was it always SparkleFolk, or did that come along with the changes?
That came along with the changes. It came along probably about 7 years ago. Yeah.
That's really when we became Mariah Dawn Shepherd and Covert Dragon.
Yeah.
So it was right at that period.
In the we were running around the Shawnee, like you said, the Shawnee National Forest. We were digging around in the fluorite crystal mines and sparkly. So, you know, just having fun with friends and playing music, and it all just kind of developed.
Yeah, we had some friends that lived in the in that area. Of course, it only housed for 5 miles, whatever, and I loved it. If it was a house, it was something you could stay in.
Cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods, yeah. Loosely.
Ooh.
But it was a ball because we made so much music in there. I mean, it was great. Not that we don't make it everywhere. But that was fun. But that's, again, when we were putting this duet together and with SparkleFolk. So all that kind of tied in.
It all came together, and then looking on it now, it's kind of a story, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Very grateful for that too.
Well, I really liked giving off the fluoride. We need to go back over there and grab us some more up because, people need it.
And that's actually near the Garden of the Gods, in southern Illinois, as well as just that whole area, like Pounds Hollow, like Rimrock, really wonderful places to go and appreciate, nature. So it's a beautiful place. I recommend it to anyone, everyone.
Ooh.
We're actually in Evansville, Indiana, which is about 280,000 people, right? We're kind of in the middle, in the older part of town. We're trying to sell and get out.
We're
so
more.
Go ahead.
I was going to add in that, yeah, we're definitely more rural-based people. We enjoy being out in the country. We appreciate the city. We love our city family and friends. And we do love the area we're in for its unique, characteristics. It has beauty. There's lots of really pretty parks around here, old trees. There's a beautiful river. It's called, the Ohio River, but an older name, the Beautiful River, and it really fits the name well. But, we can appreciate this area for what it is and what it represents and what it can be. But for sure, we do look forward to being more nomadic and more countryside, rural based,
Can we talk about the music?
Well, what is your inspiration for writing Come to Mother Earth, which we're going to hear?
That is one of my most favorite songs that we perform. We do all original at this point, but the inspiration behind Come to Mother Earth definitely comes from loving the Mother Earth, loving the connection with the Mother Earth, as we were saying, really just wherever you are, walking out into the city or, in the countryside, just appreciating just the natural world. And there's always beauty in it, and that's the really wonderful thing. So Come to Mother Earth it's a reminder to people who might have maybe lost the connection that it's still there, and it's still just as ready as ever to give its love in its own form and connection. So it's a gentle reminder that, yeah, Mother Earth's still there, still here. We are it. We're with her. She's with us. And hopefully live in harmony with her, wake up, stop destroying her, stop destroying yourself, right? So that's what Come to Mother Earth is about, being in harmony with the earth, with each other.
It's about this beautiful planet that we're on, and hey, come on, let's take care of it. Let's do well. Let's be a part of her. If we can name her and be a part of her, we bring her into our lives, and then it's in.
That's the beautiful thing. It doesn't matter who you are, what your life may be, I kind of look at it like we're all children of the Mother Earth. We're here, we're with her. If you buy into that, I don't know. That's how I see it. So we can all connect and find that common ground and hopefully live in good ways together.
There's really two themes that are coming out of this that are the sort of not just in the music, but in the way you talk about your team and your performances and your goals, and that's nature and community, and you see them as the same thing, sort of, it sounds like.
Yes, definitely intertwined.
How does that influence how you write songs?
It's a big influence for sure. It's the whole human experience, as well as tying into the non-human experience. But there's a lot of emotion in it. We're going through some really interesting times. So whenever I'm writing songs, I feel the whole scope of emotions. Like sometimes it can be just heart-wrenching. It can be painful, filled with sorrow. I don't like that, but it's real, my favorite thing is focusing on love and joy and feelings that bring us together and heal relations. So sometimes it helps to talk about the things that are painful to us so we can heal from them. So that's how I relate, to songwriting and all of that. It's all there. That song is a deep song involving the heart, for sure. A Day with Myself was born out of, sometimes it's a little hard to just be by yourself. Even when you're with others, you might feel by yourself. And, going through life, it can be difficult at times. And you have the challenges, you have the ups and downs, and you're always with yourself. So A Date with Myself is a song about coming into your own self-love, embracing your whole being, so you can work on that shadow side, the light side, whatever you want to call it. So integrating that into the whole, so you can bring that to the world and help others who may be struggling. So A Day with Myself, it's kind of heavy, but it's heavy in a beautiful way, I like to think, because it's just about love, loving yourself so you can love others and love life.
The nice thing also, it's what is it? It's in 3/4 time, waltz time, and it's a gentle moving song, and it's about yourself. So it really stirs more emotion for me as we're going through it. And for me, it's there's times when I just need to date myself, and I'm happy to be there.
Sometimes it doesn't have to be that heavy thing. It can be just like Randy saying, I just want to go out and have some fun, and maybe I'm going kayaking, or I'm going on a hike, or maybe I'm going to the mall. Some people like that kind of thing. Everybody has their own thing, and it's just taking some time out for some self-care. So yeah.
6 albums?
Let me think. I think we do, yes.
Yeah.
Equivocal Dreams, Woodsy Mushrooms, Randy's Solo, which is Randall Greenwood Regeneration, A Day with Myself, Beyond the Smoky Mirror, and now Tend My Garden, the Lost album. So yes, 6. And then a new one coming up.
Yay!
What's your process like from start to finish when you make a record?
Say these last couple songs we've talked about were Mariah's, so she can talk on that. But then once she does her piece, constructs this, then it's time for me to sit back and listen to it. And I try not to put much of anything in it until I've heard it all the way through a couple of times. That way I've got a real good idea where she's headed with this thing. And then now I'm playing bass, where we started off with a 2 acoustic guitar duo, but now I'm playing bass. So I love counterpoint music. if you're familiar with that. So a lot of times I'll find a simple bass line to go with it, and then I'll throw a little counterpoint in here and there. So it becomes interesting. I don't want to be a bass player to go do, and I don't want to be a bass player that's playing like a guitarist. I want to be able to, I want to be a Victor Wooten. He's the best. Anyway, so at that point, we discuss any changes that I'd like to see. It is her song, so I don't really have a say other than this is what affects me. This is what I like. And then she thinks about it, say, hey, no, I'm sorry. This is where this song's going. We got to keep it. Or she'll relent a little and say, yeah, let's move it on, and we can work it. So there's, at that point, you've got two different processes. There's some songs that she will not budge on. And I'm happy that she doesn't, because they have to do what she set out to do, right? It's my part then to color it and to add things to it. Never take away, add, and try to do it simply. Try to find some harmonies, vocal pieces that'll go with it. So, you want to speak on yours?
I thought that was pretty great. The recording process for me is definitely like, I don't even know how to put this. It's more like a picture in my head. It's like this drawing of like, woo, it's all over the place. So we'll go into the studio with these songs and we'll just record them, at our own pace. We have our own studio, which is wonderful. You have a lot of creative, freedom of creation. Yeah. Whenever you have your own studio. So I really love to be in the studio while we're recording, mixing. And I love, especially being able to create on the spot. It's like just having fun with it, playing with it. It really brings that raw, artistic energy into it whenever you're just like, right here with it. So yeah, and then we master it, we just have fun. We like to have a lot of fun with it. Usually it takes us about a month to 2 months whenever we really buckle down. But we devote a lot of attention and a lot of care. So we have a lot of fun, like I said, put a lot of love in it, a lot of joy, and attention to detail to try to make it the best that it can be for everyone else who's going to hear it.
Something that we've been doing the last couple albums and learned it from Mama Gina. We've been playing the songs out maybe 3 or 4 months so that we really know how we want them to go. And then we come back and put them together in the studio. But so we can have that way, or we'll go in and do the spontaneous thing where you just have fun with it. I mean, there's one on, what's that last album? Tend My Garden.
Tend My Garden, the
Tend
last
My
album.
Garden. There's no way we could attempt to play it live. We have so many crazy things going there, psychedelic stuff happening. So, I mean, it's just, and the timings, it shifts and changes. And we were sober. Yeah. Oh, well. It's not just like, it's a beautiful piece.
The Lost album, Tend My Garden, was actually from a crashed computer from 2017. So
Wow.
it's the older material. So the newer album that we're getting ready to put together and put out is going to be like fresh right here. That's another thing SparkleFolk is. It's fresh, refreshing, rejuvenating. At least that's what we like to think it is.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It seems like with a process that allows for so much, so many different approaches, you really have to work together as a team. You really have to trust each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we go into mixing. I usually start the mixing, and she'll go off somewhere and do whatever she's got to do. but I'll get a baseline down there of what I think this is where we're going. And then before I go any further, I have her come in and listen, say, oh, no, I don't like how you've EQ'd that or this. And, then once you get that settled, get that down where you really need it, you can start producing, adding little pieces here and there, different little instrumentations. I had a friend one time, she played an acoustic piano in 440. She played a piece that, we did the song for her. She came up with this really nice little piece for it. Then we had to turn it into 432. Fortunately, her husband owns a recording studio, nicer than ours. But anyway, he's grand. That's Dan Spissage. Anyway, he sat back there for about a half hour playing with his software, and he finally come walking. I said, I got it. 432. We took that piece, took the waveforms back up to Paul Farese, with Rhythm Priest Studios in Minnesota, and he dropped them right in. Went right along with it. So we had other people as well at times.
Wow.
And otherwise, we're pretty full. I mean, if I let her add harmonies, she'd add harmonies till there's 12 or 14 and just keep going. And they'd be all weird and stuff. At some point, you got to stop.
It can be perfect or it can be finished, but it can't be both, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I'll take finished any day.
Yeah.
I don't know how many tapes I've got of stuff that's waiting to be perfect.
Yeah.
And now it's so old it'll never make it. So what the heck?
You got to just keep making stuff, right? You just got to keep making it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you never quit doing that.
Right. And sometimes you end up with a lot of stuff in your wake. I have mountains of material that I've made that I'm probably not going to use.
Since the iPhone, and you can hit that little record button, we'll be jamming and so save that idea. And then you look at it, you got 130 of these ideas. You're not going to listen to them all. And they're all good, or you wouldn't have recorded them.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I do that too.
What other questions do you have, Bernadette?
Well, I was listening to some of your music a week or so ago, and I noticed that some of it was very psychedelic sounding, almost like you were talking about earlier. And then some of it's almost just, it's very upbeat and happy and light, and some of it's very deep, very full of passion. And, I'm not sure where the inspiration for that comes from, but I know you guys were listening to Yes last night. I love Yes. Yeah. And I wondered what some of your musical influences are like that.
Oh,
what kind of music do you guys like to listen to?
Oh man, a lot. Do you want to go first or?
No. What was it?
Okay, like what is your musical influence?
Oh my God. I'm from the 60s. So I had all the folk, all the English folk and the American folk, and I loved it all. And then Hendrix hit. And I just fell in love. So I went through that whole series, all of those people. And of course I got into blues real heavy. So, all that kind of came over. Then somewhere along the line, I got into Celtic music and played a bunch of that. Started writing stuff in that vein. And after her and I got together, we still play around with a little bit of that. So we've got a bouzouki and some mandolins and stuff, and they're fun.
I'm gonna kind of ride on what he was saying. I love English folk rock. I love like Pentangle. It's one of my most favorite bands.
Yeah.
John Renbourn, Fairport Convention, the Incredible String Band. But then also, I just love progressive rock. I love late 60s psychedelia. I know this is more mainstream, a lot of people might know this very well, but definitely Jefferson Airplane, the Beatles, all kinds of stuff. The Moody Blues, yeah. Jethro Tull.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for me, definitely, even from an earlier age, I was really into 60s and 70s music whenever I was 13 up. Like, I just went wild exploring that, you know? And I have an appreciation for like all kinds of genres throughout all decades. But those are most certainly some of my favorite. So I think sometimes that might come out sounding through our music. At least some people have told me.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
Rock. We're folk rock, so we're allowed to rock occasionally. What was that one album that had a whole bunch of weird rock stuff?
Beyond the Smoky Mirror.
Smoky Mirror, okay. That had some odd stuff. In fact, the guy that was recording it, we wanted to hit him to put some drums to it, and he said, I'm not touching it. I don't know where you got it.
I really like the fact that you're both so willing to just share where you're coming from and your perspective on art and on music. And I can already hear sort of from what you've said where the story goes. So I really am curious at this point if there's anything we haven't talked about that you would like to address. Where do you want this to take you? What kind of a journey are you on?
Oh man, I'm on a long, wild journey. But with music, our dream from the beginning has been to get the music out around the world in the best possible way. Not so much for like boosting egos, but for healing, helping people, helping the earth. Just reminding people that, sure, there's a lot of things that are pretty unpleasant, but there's a lot of really beautiful, like good heart things too in our world. And people are still like that. So that's what we like to focus on. And that's what we do with our music and our dreams. Our dreams are to tour the world, with the music. And just keep on going and helping where we can help. Right? What's it to you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to make a living at it. Which we're doing. We are presently, but, I want a secure living. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no, we're doing fine. And we enjoy it.
What are your dreams and aspirations?
Well, I've been doing this for so many years. I think I've lived my dream. I'm in it now. Choose.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful. Yeah. The dream is the past, the present, and the future, I think, right? When you're doing it right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, in the moment, I feel great. And this is a wonderful life. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey everyone, we are Mariah Dawn Shepherd and the Covert Dragon, and we have our song A Date with Myself that we're going to play for you from our album A Date with Myself. And here it is.
So what do
Mariah Dawn Shepherd.
And the Covert Dragon. Thank you. All right.
That sounded great. And I can really hear the progressive rock influence. And I can definitely
so.
hear that. I can hear the influence of Steve Howe on your playing for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, that was
Nice.
fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for the opportunity.
Sure.
Just so fun. I love you guys. This is
We
great.
love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's nice meeting you too.
Yeah, it was great.
Here I sit neath a tree, rooted in earth. Suddenly, as I gaze up, I catch a glimpse of dragonflies dancing in the sky. Dragonflies dancing by and by. The mother of all things talks to me. Then as I tune my ears, I hear her sing. Dragonfly